if you're going to shut it down, then you need to stick to it.
For how long?
For as long as it takes.
Until January?
Until whenever.
Okay.
It could be January of 2029.
Okay.
Welcome to the Common Sense Philosophy channel. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, and you?
I'm splendid. Today, the title of the video is going to be Democrats against Democrats. As you know, it's been a little situation going on with that.
Definitely looking like they got trouble in paradise. People not agreeing.
Definitely.
I should figure that out.
Definitely. I saw a video with Don Lemon. You know who he is?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were saying some stuff, and so we're gonna be going through his video a little bit today. And for those that don't know who Don Lemon is, he was born March 1st, 1965. He has an education from Brooklyn College, Louisiana State, Baker High School. He had worked for CNN for a while, and he was doing very well there. And I always liked his perspectives because he didn't mind getting in the dirt. But he got himself in a little trouble. Made some comments in 2023 on the CNN morning show, I guess, about a woman, and there's all type of allegations and about his mistreatment of women and him being a little tough with them. And they went back and forth, and they ended up letting him go. But somehow he ended up suing, and I think he got like $24 million for the way CNN fired him. So I can't say he did nothing wrong if he got the money. But like I said, I always respected him and thought he did a good job. So whenever he puts something out, now he got his YouTube channel, I always make sure I go look at it and check it out. So once again, he did his thing on this one, and he has a woman called Monique Presley with him. So we're going to hear her speak, because I've ever heard of her before.
Mm-mm.
So we're going to see her speak, then we'll let you speak after it.
Okay.
The Democrats are weak. The Democrats are feckless. The Democrats suck. The Democrats failed. Okay. And the Republicans are what? What are they? I'll tell you. The Republicans are trash. The GOP, House and Senate side, and their president and the conservative court that they stole are criminals. They are lawless. They are committing crimes against the citizens of this country. They are demonic in their influence. Their dear leader is Lucifer, and they are imps. They are not to be trusted. They do not care about you or me or we or us. They are in it for power for the very, very few. They have no spines. They are feckless. They are hateful. They, this very week, have been willing to go all the way to the Supreme Court to get the right to starve you protected. They asked the courts to shield them as they kept from American citizens money that was due them so that they could eat. They claim to be Christian, evangelical or otherwise, but they forsake the Beatitudes. They forsake every red word in the Bible that Jesus ever spoke. They care nothing for the poor, nothing for the hungry, nothing for the homeless, nothing for the widow, nothing for the child, nothing for the elderly, nothing for the disabled, nothing at all. Whatsoever you do for the least of my brothers, that you do for me. They ain't doing nothing for Jesus. Nothing. That's not their belief system. So you can talk about what the Democrats did or didn't do all you want. I don't care. I wanted it to hold out too. I wanted it to work, but it wasn't gonna. Sometimes you need to accept that you entered into a negotiation and you lost. You entered into a negotiation, and on the other side there were terrorists, and they didn't care about negotiating because they didn't care about losing. You didn't have any real chips. Those of you who wanted it to be different should have voted. Those of you who wanted it to be different and you did vote, but you didn't vote and pull 5 more in with you to vote, you should have.
Well, they didn't do nothing for Jesus. So I'm going to say little things about Monique Presley. Very intelligent, black woman, so respect her a lot. She was born in Galveston, Texas. She's a lawyer. She went to Howard University School of Law, and she admitted to the District of Columbia Bar in 1999, I believe. So she's a public defender. She's skilled. She's a skilled attorney, television legal analyst, contributor, a crisis manager, which is very important. You can see how she's handling this type of stuff. A radio host, a noted speaker, law professor, certified leadership trainer, and an ordained minister. So she is very accomplished, able to have a pretty good. I'll say she's one of the people that I'm willing to hear her opinion. You know, if I agree or not, I'm willing to hear her opinion because she covers a lot of ground. So, but just want to talk about her profile.
Yeah. She had a lot of strong opinions. It's a lot of mixing of religion and state. Saying people are demonic and they don't care about this and they not listening to doing things for Jesus. And I didn't know Jesus had anything to do with politics, but clearly they're connecting it somewhere. I just have to wait and see. She's doing a lot of mixing with state and religion, though, in my opinion.
Well, I think that's because she's a ordained minister, you know, so I think that's just, you know, maybe part of how she moves, connected to, she's dealing with the crisis side of it and the political side. So it's probably just the way she, that's just the way it flows through her. But the things she spoke on, though, that's considering her, the things she spoke on, I can see what she's saying because she like, people are attacking the Democrats, right? Because she's a Democrat. Mm-hmm. But she like, well, but we still don't like the Republicans, so we spending all our time, you know, saying we don't like the Democrats. What are we gonna do? So, and then her being an ordained minister, makes you looking at it like, you know, you got to forgive your people and lock in to go to the next situation. So that could be her outlook. I don't know. You know, like I said, I'm just open to hear people's perspectives. But we're gonna play this next clip and then we'll speak about that.
All right.
Well, you know, they got SNAP, you know, subsidies. Got the people who are furloughed. You heard her say that they got back to work, and they're like, but that doesn't matter. That should have happened. Didn't have to take a shutdown. Those things should never have happened before. This was Donald Trump, MAGA, and the Republicans creating a problem and then pretending they fixed it. So what do you say? Explain to us.
Donald Trump, MAGA, and company haven't created, they're not fixing anything. They're not even pretending that they're fixing anything. They don't care about the thing that we want fixed. And they never did. I look back at my appearance on your show on October 2nd when we were in day one of the shutdown. And what I said then is that what the Democrats are doing and the reason why they're doing it kind of like dragging their feet while everybody was saying, shut it down, is because it's very sober and it's very serious to take 2 million people and their families who are employed as part of the federal workforce and know that you stand in between them and eating and paying their mortgage and paying their rent. And these are people, not just whatever people think a staffer is or think executive services. These are people working in cafeterias. You were on the Hill, so you know cafeterias are shut down, right? These are people who work on the streets, who clean in the janitorial service. And for them to not have checks and not have relief in place for the checks that they're missing. And then for some of them, not just to be furloughed, but to be fired, to be riffed. Because as I told you on October 2nd, the entire plan of Russell Vought and OMB is to reduce the federal workforce. So shutting down the government was a gift for people who don't care about the government being shut down.
So then why did Democrats do it?
Because there were people like you, Don Lemon, like constituents out there who were saying, you can't do what you did in March. You can't just let the government go. You've got to take a stand. This is the only leverage you have. Shut it down, you better do something. Shut it down, you better not cave. Shut it down, you better stop it right here. Chuck Schumer, show some leadership. There were all of these voices saying that this would show that they cared enough to put something on the line and that they weren't just going to cave when the Republicans weren't willing to negotiate for the 8 extra votes that they needed in order to open the government.
If you're going to shut it down, then you need to stick to it.
For how long?
For as long as it takes.
Until January?
Until whenever.
Okay.
It could be January of 2029.
Okay.
Well, I'll say this, Don, if you watch this, you made me hungry. I don't know where y'all was at, but that food looked good. Like you was in the conversation, but you was definitely enjoying your food. And you want to get something to eat. But as far as the clip, what you think?
Shutting it down to January 2029 is crazy because it was only been like, what, 40 days? And people are out here like, they losing their mind. So, and that was only 40 days. So we're going to take it to what, 4 years from now and shut it down and be no checks for that long. What do you think will be going on? They're already losing it now.
Yeah.
Doesn't even make any sense to say that. But I get what he's saying though. Like if you're going to shut it down, then let's get something out of it.
Yeah.
I can understand that. If you're going to do something, do it.
Right.
So I can see where he's looking at it on that side. 2029 is crazy work. That's crazy. I'm pretty sure there's federal workers that's like, wait a minute, we talking about?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Man, you know, it's interesting because when they were going back and forth in a conversation, and she said, you know, it's because of people like you, Don, why they were forced to go out and do what they do and try to make a move. And I think he's an independent. I'm not sure if he's Democrat anyway, but I think they're saying outside people, and she was saying like, because she's a crisis person, so she here to make the Democrats look good. That's what she's supposed to do. So she's playing her part. But she like, it's people like you that's revving everything up, trying to get going, because otherwise we would just chill out. But so we got to make moves. Sometimes you got to make moves. What I'm understanding, a lot of this be illusions to just get the people to make sure they're part of the team. It's like make them feel like you're doing something until you can actually do something. Because if you don't make people feel like they're doing stuff, I did business with somebody before, and I was making moves behind the scenes for them. They couldn't see it, so they said, we ain't doing that. You're not doing nothing for me. I'm like, oh, I'm making the biggest moves now.
Right.
You know, so sometimes, you know, people can't see it. So to understand people, sometimes you got to do something in front of them so they'll just know that you're working on something. So I think that, and also I agree, like you said, about him saying, sometimes if you are going to make the move, though, you might want to stand on it. And I see her perspective like, well, it wasn't going to work, you know? So it's a very interesting thing looking at both sides. But, you know, title of this video is Democrats Against Democrats. You know, that's the question. And continue to come check the channel out. Common Sense Philosophy. I'll play this last clip on our way out. All right.
All right.
How do you feel about the Democrats caving to the Republicans?
I'm extremely disappointed because I feel like they gave up.
I was ready. I wanted them to hold the line and stick it out.
I feel sad because it just shows that, like, we have no backbone.
7 to 10 Democrats in the Senate defected and voted for the continuing resolution. So I don't know. It looks like the government's going to go open back up, but no one has got. There's no health care incentives. None of that's. It's just a promise from Republicans to vote on it in December.
What I've read quickly was, no health care but till January 31st, and promised at least a vote in the Senate.
In December.
So I think based on those data points, I'm generally supportive. You know, I mean, at some point, we got to do something with, the SNAP, and obviously feeding people, transportation. Listen, I have said the Democrats need to fight.